All right, here we go.
I don't buy jewelry. I have it all made, and it's all pieces that I have found somewhere. That's how we do it. I have been dealing with a jeweler in Frederick, Maryland for about 15 years. When he came from Cambodia and got into the business, the first piece of jewelry he made was for me. And it didn't contain any sapphires, but it did contain stones I had found elsewhere. So we've gotten to know each other over the years. He knows what I like. He knows what my dress habits are, though you wouldn't know it from looking at me today. And I just handed him 45 cut sapphires and said, see what you can do with these. Will you make me a pin? And he looked at it and gave me a price and said, yeah, I can do that. And I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what we were going to come back with. And this was the design he chose because he knew I'd like it. We enjoy it.
It's more rewarding for the kids rather than playing video games. At least here they're getting exercise, they're enjoying nature, and you know, they're accomplishing something.
Yeah.
And they remember it for the rest of their life.
They do. I mean, it's, you know, nobody has this piece. You know, that's the other thing. It's all unique, everything I have made. And they were untreated, so nothing was done to them to intensify the color or change it. They were all as we found them. So I'm glad to share it with everyone.
This is our sapphire gravel. The mine's about 4 miles up this direction. And what we do is we just scoop it up in a big loader and bring it down here. It does get washed a little bit. It goes through a series of screens and we get down to this 1/2 inch material, okay? Now there's shovel protocol. We want 1 scoop out of the middle, 1 out of each side, and then we fill it back up out of the middle again, okay? That way you have the opportunity, you don't just get one spot. And then you just scrape it off so it's flat. And there we have it. I'll carry your bucket, but we do have some tools right over here. Grab a pair of tweezers, right here, and a canister, and a tiny shovel. Yep. This is all we need right here. The screens are out on the table, so we'll go ahead and I'll follow you to an empty table and we'll get started. You just set it right there in the water, and we start out with a rocking motion, and we want to bounce it out flat, and you rotate the screen. So if you remember rock, bounce, and rotate, you'll be doing fine. So we're just going to keep going until we start to see some color show up right here in the center. Your goal is to build that bar right there up in the center. You see that? This does 2 things for us. The sapphires are going to move into the middle, and then this larger material gets classified a little bit, rolls on down to the outside. Then we're going to spread our fingers out and just tap the bottom of the screen. That flattens it out, but that's also forcing the sapphires down to the bottom. What 3 things do you have to remember?
You don't have to merge the...
Rock, bounce, rotate. Bounce it out 1 more time. So if you look at the screen now, you can see that we have a lot more color. We've gotten the majority of this clay off the rocks, and all our large rocks have ring around to the outside. That's your best indicator that we're ready to go. Okay, I'll grab it, let you get down off of the stump, and we'll head back over towards our table. Boom.
Yeah, make sure you turn it. Oh,
A
well,
little faster next time. And then here's our favorite part right here. If we look right here in the center of the screen, or the center of the pile, you can see where all the darker material is at. Plus, we have some sapphires. You've got some of the other heavy minerals, a bunch of the ite minerals. You got magnetite, pyrite, hematite. There is a little bit of garnet in here. Here's another sapphire right here.
That's all there is to it.
Now pop it in there with your finger. Just push straight down on it. Boom.
there you go.
You found another one there. So most first timers end up with the vial of sapphires and then the vial of shiny rocks. And then you peel out another section and you can kind of slowly work your way through the pile from the outside in. And at this point, it's happy hunting. The mega jug is essentially the equivalent of 7 to 10 of these buckets that we've kind of boiled down into one container. We actually sift out all the large rock, so not the large sapphires, the large rock, and that will bring the grade of the gravel up. These are really fun. So. Ooh,
There's
all
one right
right.
there.
Look at that one. That one's a nice one. One that I really like.
Oh, there's a pinky.
This pink are really saturated.
Yeah.
You
guys ready to go run in and grab a mega jug? I'll get a conversation with
In each to-go bag, I mean, one bucket, we have an average of anywhere from 15 to sometimes 30 carats worth of sapphires. Similar to the to-go bags, we will actually also ship the gravel pretty much anywhere in the world. So there's a bunch of people out there that just get a bucket of dirt, shipped to them in the mail.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour your stones out on the table here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the stones that are big enough to facet. What I'm going to look for is anything that's over half a carat or larger. And that'll get you stones that are going to range from this 0.1 here all the way past that one.
So you're looking at the size and the clarity at the same time.
For my initial sort to size and to see if there's any really noticeable big cracks in the stone. After your stones have been heat treated and faceted, what we do is we give you millimeter sizes, the shape of the stone, and how much it weighs. So what you do with these extras here is you're going to take these guys home, put them in a water bottle or something plastic you don't like, and then you're going to soak them in some white vinegar for about 10 days. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look inside the stones to see if they've got any flaws, cracks, bubbles, anything that would make the stone be not so pretty after heat treat and facet. Actually, your little lavender colored stone is actually really pretty. So this stone, if you choose to do so, we don't really have to heat treat that one.
Keep that separate.
Little pink guy. Does have a little crack in it, but I think that'll come off during faceting anyway. You visiting any place else fun while you're here?
We're visiting several deposits. We're going through every step.
When we first came here, our very first bucket, we had a 6.2 carat stone. We didn't know. There was another person here that had been coming for quite a while. He said, "You have a fantastic stone." So 6 carats is very good. The next stone we got was a 4 carat out of the same bucket. We've been hooked ever since. We didn't realize how rare it was to find, a 6 carat or whatever, and especially your first time ever sapphire mining. So now that we've been coming, we realize we were very, very lucky. And these are the other ones we've found since. These were just a month ago. And now, just for fun,
Get pendants made for the family, and when people retire from work, I give them a sapphire and we get pendants made for them. So to us, this is our gambling in the rough. I had no idea they were going to come out like this, because when you see them, you know, they're dull. But after we got that back, we've been hooked ever since.
Oh, so happy. So happy, I just want to buy more jugs.
I'm totally hooked. We went our cruise, but we really like this. We really like this. Because we have this forever.